But for now, imagine being diagnosed with chronic myeloid leukaemia and then discovering just 48 hours later that you're pregnant. Well, that was the reality for journalist Elle Halliwell almost 10 years ago, who was told she may need to terminate her pregnancy to begin urgent cancer treatment.
Refusing to give up hope, Elle travelled to Adelaide, where Professor Timothy Hughes mapped out a path that allowed her to safely continue her pregnancy. And now, a decade later, the advertiser has reunited Elle with the doctor who changed the course of her journey. And for the very first time, her son Tor has met the man who helped make his life possible.
How are you?
Elle, it's lovely to see you.
It's so nice. Can I give you a hug, please?
Of course.
Oh, thank you. Oh my gosh, wow.
10 years. Here he is.
10 years in the making.
Wow. What a miracle. Tor, it's lovely to meet you.
Hello.
Yeah.
What do you want to say to Tim?
Is there a cure for my mum's blood cancer?
Well, we can talk about that.
Yeah. Thank you for saving my life.
Oh, that was your mum. That was your mum who made a huge decision. And look at you now. What a miracle.
I know.
What an absolute miracle.
Oh, we're all struggling here on the couch with that. To share her incredible story, journalist Elle Halliwell. Hi, Elle.
Hi guys, I'm glad I wore the waterproof mascara today.
You hadn't seen that footage, had you?
I hadn't.
Yeah.
So thank you for that. Yep. Glad that
Sorry, we
I can remove my makeup.
We thought we'd lead with that. How did you... looks like you held it together in that moment there. How were you going into that? And how did you prepare for that moment?
Oh, it was hard, but to be fair, that was good editing because I was a mess, at least for the beginning, and then Tor started to get ants in his pants and running around. So being a mum is a very good distraction from the emotions. But it was really overwhelming seeing, this man who, when I first met him, was, a complete stranger who I hoped but didn't have a clue whether he could help me or not. And now to see him 10 years later and be able to show, him this beautiful little boy, it was amazing.
There you go, you're on the front page. Can we rewind a decade? So you find out that you have this form of leukaemia. Then 2 days later you find out you're pregnant. What were the options given to you? And then what led you to Adelaide?
Yeah, so on the plus side, the leukaemia that I was diagnosed with had only in recent years before researchers had found a treatment for it, which had changed the life expectancy of someone with that cancer from 3 to 5 years to almost approaching, the normal human lifespan if treated quickly. But
so that was the good news.
That was the great news, yes. However, it could cross the placental barrier, so I couldn't have that medication or that treatment while I was pregnant. So I was advised to terminate, then go on fertility treatment, and then go straight on to this life-saving treatment in the hope that one day I could maybe have another baby.
Elle, what's happening in your heart and your mind on those days, that 72 hours?
I went into complete shock, to be fair. I highly medicated myself as well because I just didn't really want to think about the future because it didn't seem like there was going to be any good outcome. It just looked very bleak. And I think that, having never really had to think too much about blood cancer before that, I didn't really understand it enough to think that there would be any positive outcome.
So what was it that Professor Timothy Hughes was able to give you?
Yeah, so I kind of just went into shock, and Nick, my husband, he went into full Lorenzo's oil mode and was like, we're going to find some kind of, happy ending to this. Yes, let's try and figure out a way that maybe we could kind of have this baby. And he kind of contacted Tim Hughes down in South Australia and went, you need to help us. He became the investigative journalist, which was great. And so we flew down to see Tim, who was a world expert in this particular kind of leukaemia. And, it was through that we kind of felt like maybe there was some hope that I would be okay, and so would this baby be as well.
I love that description of that moment. He went full Lorenzo's oil.
So did you hold off on the treatment, therefore, did you?
Yeah, yes. So I did take a different treatment called interferon, which was the only treatment that was possible before the TKIs, which I'm still on, were kind of invented or created. So, yeah, it didn't really do much. I ended up having to have TOR a month early because my cancer levels started to spike. Wow. But he came out healthy, didn't need any special care. Huge. I'm kind of glad I didn't have him a month later, to be fair.
How are you today?
Yeah, so 10 years, I had my 10-year cancerversary this month, and I'm still on treatment. I'm still on TKIs, which is the treatment that I started on after I had TOR. And I am able to live a pretty amazing life, and while my cancer's not cured, I'm in a form of molecular remission. So I can do all the things that I need to do, be a mum, work, you know. There are side effects, not going to lie. I do get a bit of brain fog. Luckily, I remembered your names this morning. You know, but to be fair, I'm pretty blessed to be able to live with a cancer, and that's thanks to the amazing research that's being done around the world, but also in Australia.
In Australia,
yeah, and that's what you want to highlight, isn't it? The fact that, yeah, the amazing work that our doctors are doing.
They are. We punch so well above our weight in Australia in terms of the inroads that we're making for all kinds of medical research, and I'm the product of that.
Oh, it's a beautiful story, and what a beautiful reunion with the doctor all those years later. Really lovely to see you and
Great
to see you
you.
and TOR doing so well.
Thank you.
You can read more about Elle Halliwell and her son TOR's story in the Advertiser's Research Superheroes magazine. It's out Tuesday, May 19, next Tuesday.